Video recording. Hello everybody, welcome to the Native Wildman channel. Trying to make it look like I'm staring straight and one of those annoying bugs are on me. I think it's I don't know, it's a type of fly. They bite and it stings. They're small, gray and light gray. Something like that. But anyways, today's episode starring Sean Wilson. Oh wait, it's always starring me. Is different than what I normally do. It is about Star Trek. Since I'm always leaving off, not always, but most of the times I end my thing with peace and long life or live long and prosper. So yes, Spock is my favorite Star Trek character. The original one from the TOS. My favorite Star Trek series is of course original, then the animated series, because they have life support belts and it kind of disappeared after that. Kind of futuristic way of protecting yourself in space. I wish they would have kept it. It's kind of interesting, but oh well. It is what it is. And my third favorite Star Trek series would be Enterprise, with the Quantum Leap guy. Jonathan Archer was his name in the movie. I can't remember the actual actor's name. Then after Enterprise would be the Next Generation. Then Deep Space Nine. Then Voyager. And after that I haven't really kept up with the Star Trek series, like the new one, Star Trek Discovery or Star Trek Picard. Mainly because I don't have CBS All Access and I don't feel the need to buy something just to watch two series, and that would be about it. So hopefully they'll eventually put them on Netflix and I'll binge watch them. I'm sure I'll like them because of the fact they're Star Trek. And all the Star Trek I've seen, I've liked all of them, even the movies. On the topic of the movies, let's go. My favorite, or actually before we get to the movies, let's go with the captains. My favorite captain, of course, is Kirk from the original. Then it's kind of a, really it's close between Kirk, Picard, and Jonathan Archer from Enterprise. Kirk is definitely number one, but it's kind of hard for me to choose between Archer or Picard. I like them both. Sisko is pretty cool. He would be next in line. And Pike, we really didn't see too much of him in any of the original series, other than the one episode. You know what? I don't remember the name of any of the episodes for Star Trek, or many of them. I watch it, I enjoy watching it, but I don't spend time remembering the names of episodes and stuff. I'm like that, I guess. It's like a lot of actors, I don't know most of the actors' names except for a few from the original, and then Patrick Stewart from he played Picard. And I can't think of anybody else's name off of the Next Generation or really any of the other ones. I mean, I heard the names, but my memory banks are short-circuiting on names because I'm not good with names sometimes. My favorite Star Trek episode from the original series is the one where they encounter the aliens, kind of how we view them today, with the odd-shaped head and the big eyes, and then come to find out it was a short dwarf guy or midget. I don't want to be politically incorrect here and insult people, so I'm not sure dwarfism or midget or what the correct way is to put it nowadays. Things like that seems to change, unfortunately. But yeah, it was my favorite episode. I'd have to look through them and see what the name of it is. I can't remember. And then my second favorite episode in the original series is the one with Captain Pike in it, where he's in that futuristic Professor X wheelchair thing and can't talk because he's paralyzed and he has to push these buttons. This is like 2 for no, 1 for yes, I think. I don't remember. But that's my second favorite original series episode, with the aliens that made you see things in your brain, made you hallucinate or illusions or whatnot. My favorite episode from the animated series is the one where they go to this planet, and it's a planet of intelligent plant life that we're building a rocket to get somewhere else, and I had a guy from Earth come in and he brought some stuff and it killed off the plant race, most of them. So he stayed there and tried to help, but he cloned himself into like a giant self, and then he kidnapped Spock and made a big giant clone of Spock, and it was called Spock 2. I thought that episode was pretty cool. And then this other episode I liked a lot is the one where they found the Earth-like planet that was basically a water world, and the people eventually adapted to living underwater, so they had gills and stuff, and they could breathe underwater, and then they could somehow, with venom from this sea serpent thing, make people who couldn't breathe underwater. Or wait, no, the venom cured the people. Venom would cure them, but they had to do it within a certain time. They had procedure to make them to where they were aquatic people and could breathe underwater. And that was, of course, Kirk and Spock, and they had to be kept in an aquarium aboard the starship until they found a cure, which was pretty cool. I liked that episode. The Next Generation. I like the episodes with Q in it. Q's probably one of my favorite characters in Star Trek. I wish they would have put him in some of the Next Generation movies a little bit. But I did like that they put him in Voyager. That was pretty cool. My favorite episodes of Enterprise. I didn't really have a favorite Enterprise episode, but altogether it was my third favorite Star Trek. series, which most Trekkies aren't that fond of Enterprise. It's okay. Deep Space Nine, it had some pretty good episodes. My favorite Deep Space Nine episode, though, was probably the very first one, where Cisco met his son on the bridge dock thing, and his son was fishing, just catching small fish, and he's like, well, we're going to a space station. And then Q showed up, and Cisco punched Q. That's why that's my favorite episode, is because Cisco just socked Q. And Q's like, forget this, I'm leaving, and never shows up on Deep Space Nine. I think they could have done some more with Q on Deep Space Nine, but they chose not to. But that's okay, they put Q in Voyager. And I like the Civil War, where the Q are having the Civil War between the two factions of Q. And then the one that Q tried to get Janeway to have his kid. And at the end, like, the female Q and Q touch your fingers and like, oh, it's done. Good thing making kids isn't like that. They'd be pretty boring, and a lot of people would probably end up pregnant accidentally just by contact. Be kind of funny. And then, like, as far as like Discovery and stuff, of course I don't have a favorite episode or favorite thing about them, because I haven't seen them yet, but I will eventually, hopefully. Now we could move on to the movies. My favorite movie is Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, which, yeah, on the episode with Khan in it on the original series was pretty good. On the first season, it was probably the best first season episode, was the one with Khan. But I don't know how he knew Chekhov, because Pavel Chekhov wasn't in the first season of Star Trek. He started the second season. So, yeah. Because he's the one that Khan picks up, and the planet's like, I know you, and he's like, but they never met. Wow. The squirrel just fell from the tree. And I heard it hit the ground from here, and it gets up and ran. It fell from pretty high. Anyways. Enough about the squirrel. Yep. Let's drop my phone. Oh well. My second favorite Star Trek movie is Star Trek Generations, that had both Picard and Kirk. I thought that one was pretty well put together. Okay to have sports cars, but I respect people more if they don't put glass packs on them. I just don't like loud noises. But anyways, that's here nor there. And Star Trek: The Undiscovered Country was pretty good. I like that one a lot. Or most people call it, yeah. Thinking of Star Trek: The Voyage Home. I like that one too, but The Undiscovered Country is better. Star Trek: The Voyage Home, most people call it Star Trek: Save the Whales. Which, yeah, we need to do our best to save what wildlife we haven't already, unfortunately, made go extinct, like the dodo bird and countless others. It's sad, but we may be able to clone some of them and bring them back to existence, which would be I kinda agree with cloning something that we made go extinct, but something that was extinct that we didn't do, we should probably just leave it be. But that's a touchy subject. And then I also like Star Trek First Contact. That's a pretty good one too. And then after that, I mean, I liked all the Star Trek movies that I've seen. I don't think I've seen the very last one with the J.J. Abrams one. Because after the first J.J. Abrams, the Star Trek with the first, or with the new Spock, Kirk McCoy, and etc., etc., I think they did a good job of picking the actors, but and the first movie was pretty good, but the second movies was kind of, the ones after were like, had good parts in it, but it was hit and miss. It was at best okay movies. I guess we can go on to, I didn't mention my favorite engineer. Of course, Scotty. Scotty's my favorite engineer. Spock's my favorite first officer, science officer. Pretty much my favorite ones are the original series. And I don't know, Tucker kind of takes a strong second behind Scotty from Enterprise. And T'Pol and Riker, I mean, they both had things that I liked about them and stuff. They had their strong points, and they about equal out. And don't forget that cell phones were invented by a little old lady in Russia. Chekhov told me so. Well, I'm just theorizing. If you ask Chekhov where something was invented in Russia, he would say Russia. So when I say things are invented in Russia, and I think I have maybe once or twice, like fishing poles were invented by a little old lady in Russia. That's a Star Trek commenting into, like, changing it in my own way, I guess. I don't know how you'd put it. I'm not an English person, so I'm not good at words. And of course, the holodecks were pretty cool in Star Trek The Next Generation. That'd be something, actually we're probably getting pretty close to getting something similar, but not the same yet. But there are theories of how it's actually possible to make a holodeck, which is pretty cool. And contrary to belief, holodecks did not start on The Next Generation. They were originally called recreation rooms on the animated series. So the Enterprise NCC 1701 dash nothing else, because no bloody A, B, or bloody C. However Scotty put it, something like that. Just Enterprise. NCC 1701 had holodecks, or recreation rooms. So I guess I've rambled on long enough about Star Trek. My channel's not really about Star Trek, but since I like to end my things with peace and long life, or live long and prosper, because Spock is the coolest Vulcan in the world, or in Star Trek world. So there you go, a little bit about Star Trek, my opinion about it. And I like that it's kind of based in scientific stuff, that they actually have theories of a lot of it, how it could work, and some of it's just, we don't think it's possible, but who knows. Things that we thought weren't possible 100 years ago, we're doing. So, only the future will tell, and if I'm around, I'm around. If I'm not, I'm not. Anyways, peace and long life, everyone.